born in Mississippi, um, Bay Spring, Mississippi. I lived majority, my dad was in the military, so we went everywhere. But we spent most of our time in San Antonio.
Okay.
Hmm.
And a little bit about your family, like how many siblings
I
you
have 3 brothers. I'm the only daughter. My dad, like I said, was military, so we had that structure growing up here in San Antonio.
I see. And can you tell me a little bit about your upbringing, any influences in your life and your education, role models?
Um, I guess I would say I grew up mainly basically because my mom, I was like that oops baby. I was the last child born. And so my siblings were much older than me and they were a year apart. So I was mainly with my father in the military. He was a recruiter. He was worked in the military at, how do you say? I went everywhere he went, put it like that basically.
Sure.
And so I lived, my life was always, because I was always around my dad loved people. So he would pick up homeless people. You never knew what we'd get in our house, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up loving people, just loving life, generally.
That's awesome. What do you like to do, and what's some things that are like you're passionate about or that's very important to you?
What's important to me is family, of course. Well, God. Well, number one is God, of course. But and prayer and unity and just people getting along and just living a good life.
And could you tell me a little bit about your family now?
My family, well, I'm married. I have a daughter and a son. My daughter went to Prairie View. My son went to Hardin Simmons. They're teaching. They went to school for teaching, and they love people. So I mean, I couldn't ask for better children. You know, and so it's just that. And my husband, he works. He's a provider, and he loves people too. I would say we're a family that just loves each other and just love people and trust God and everything.
I love that. I love that. So how would people in your family, your daughter, your son, your husband, how would they describe you or your friends?
Well, they would describe me as a prayer warrior. I'm anywhere they have prayer. I'm citywide. I don't care what religion. I started off Church of Christ, but well, really, our real religion is Baptist. Probably my great grandfather had a church, and so religion is my thing. I mean, it doesn't. Well, put it like this: I don't believe in the religion. I believe in the relationship. So you can see me anywhere. If they've got prayer, that's where I'm at. So if my friends or my family would describe me, they say I'm a prayer warrior.
Oh, that's amazing. And why do you want to tell your story today?
I want to tell my story because it may be important, might help someone.
Okay, thank you. Could you possibly get into your story?
Okay. My story is like, I had racism happen to me because of where I had worked at. Okay, and it was kind of different for me because coming from predominantly white school, white college, everything. I didn't think racism really exists.
Oh, you went to school on the base.
I went to school here in San Antonio, an all-white MacArthur High School.
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
And I was always around, and where I lived, I didn't see color because my dad didn't allow us to see color. And so it was different when it happened to me because I didn't think it was happening, but all the signs were there. And unfortunately, I had to make a case with the, I'm sorry, I can't think of the name. I'm sorry.
No stress.
United EEOC, and I actually won the case.
And what was it about?
Discrimination in the job front.
And what exactly happened, if you don't mind?
In detail, everything that deals with racism happened on the job. And what happened was when the world started changing with to be honest, when the Obama came, it changed the whole thing. My coworkers changed completely. It became white and black, and I didn't like that because that wasn't right with my soul. Because we all are one. And so when it was happening, I couldn't believe it. But I knew I had to stand for something, And so I took a chance, and I did. And like I said, EOC, they said I won that. But it didn't feel like a winner because still people were still affected. Things did change.
That's good.
But it's still a lot to do.
So with that workplace racism experience, how did other people at your workplace react?
Well, someone was aboard, and then some you saw the real true colors, and it was horrible.
I see. And how do you feel that the racism really, really played into it? Like, how did it go into each person?
How did it go into? Well, things happen, change happen. Because when you get someone that powerful involved, things start changing,
Okay.
you know. And so that helped in a sense, but it still was a simple fact that we still had to go on each day. And some people needed jobs, so they had to stay, you know. And I understand it, and I get that, the sense of loyalty to family. You know, you got to feed your family,
Yes.
but you still need to stand for something, you know.
Right.
And so I was disappointed on that.
Right. How do you think this impacted your life?
It impacted my life because I felt like I was blinded. Like, there is racism,
Right.
you know, because my dad kept us sheltered. He loved everybody. Like I said, he would get homeless people. We would have Thanksgiving and Christmas. My dad would give it to the homeless.
Mm-hmm.
After we had, you know, it's just, it opened my eyes that it does exist. But we have to be better people deciding how we fix this problem, you know? And it's a major thing. And we got to do better.
And has there been a shift and change? Obviously, there's been a shift of, now you know that these things exist, but does this experience affect the way you see people now?
Well,
Because I feel like that would be very hard for you.
Well, what it did was it opened my eyes how people really thought, you know, and that saddened me.
Mm-hmm.
But yet it didn't change me because I'm not going to change. I trust God. You know, that's what I do. You know what I mean? And so it just, my kids, they don't see color either.
Right.
You know, we love everybody.
That's really good. And do you treat anyone differently after this experience at all, or is it just continued on love for everyone?
Repeat that again. I'm sorry.
Okay, I'm sorry. That was a bad question.
Okay.
Because I don't like the way they phrased it. So does this experience, I guess I kind of already asked that, but does it impact the way you deal with things now? Or like how you deal with other people now?
Well, I think because I'm older, you know, and my kids, my daughter's in Houston. You know, she went to Prairie View all-black college.
HBCU.
My son, yeah. My son went to Brownlee White College, Hardin Simmons. Same love, different. And my favorite color is purple and gold. Both colleges, they both exhibit the same love. So we didn't see color. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just different experience for each one.
Right.
You know, and so I encourage anybody to go out there and do, because they went to the college of their choice. And thank God it wasn't a race thing. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They chose from their heart, and they were able to be accepted each college. And I'm thankful for that. So it really didn't change me in the sense of what happened to me. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess it did. It made me better. It made me realize that everybody's not that way, okay?
Yes.
And the situation what happened back then, they're better for it now because I did speak up. Everybody that was a part of that, God allowed them to come back into my life, and we made peace. You know what I mean? But because I think I grew from it to see how people really are, and in a sad way to think.
Right.
But we can be better, and I think now we're better. Each relationship, God allowed me to go back and restore it, and tell them accept their apology for what happened down the road. You know what I mean?
Yes. And I see you have a lot of love for people, and that's purely it makes me so happy and genuine. Retelling the story, how do you feel?
Retelling the story, I kind of put it back in the back burners. When I was approached, the guy asked me to come to the event. I thought I was going to just sit and listen and to get a takeaway, and didn't think I was going to tell my story. But everybody does have a story when you think about it, and we are better when we do tell our stories and help each other.
Yes.
So, I lost the question.
Well, it was just how do you feel, and I feel like you feel very empowered. Is that correct?
I feel empowered because I do have a voice, and I didn't realize I had a voice. As old as I am, I still have a voice. You know what I mean?
Okay. So you did search for Justice Aftermath, and it was the EOC, correct?
I did the EOC, and I even did a lawsuit.
Okay.
And but that doesn't really matter because in a simple fact, if I knew better, I would have made better decisions, or I better lawyers, or better, you know what I mean? But if you don't have the knowledge, how do you get the help?
Right.
And so my takeaway from it, and probably the reason why I'm here today, is because if you have the knowledge, help the other person, help somebody when they're going through those things. Make them better. We can make these differences if we all help each other. You know, and that's one reason why I'm here. And I hope somebody could see this and help someone that's going through it. That's how we become better.
And then did you encounter a lot of obstacles, and what were they?
Oh yes, you when you deal with something like that, you have to make decisions. So there was a lot of obstacles along the way.
Okay, and you already told me that things were changed during your workplace, but how do you think it affected your community or racial relations in just your neighborhood in general?
And just okay, well. It was like, well, what happened to me was more of a hush hush, you know, behind the table type of thing, you know, to resolve it. Because, you know, when you're dealing with something so powerful, EEOC, they don't want to go against that. You know what I mean?
Yes.
So it's more of a hush thing. So it really didn't impact the community because they wasn't aware of it, you know. But it impacted me to just do better and be more conscious of race or, you know, not really. Of course, I had to leave that company and go somewhere else. And so I just, wherever I'm planted, like I said, that's where you do your ministry. You know, you just love on each other. God loved me, and so I just shared back the love to the community.
And do you think it made big racial changes in your workplace? My old
work. It gave the conversation.
That's good.
Because it was needed.
Okay. Was there things that you would change today after your experience?
The things I would change today would be
from pursuing it, like
well, if I had more help. I did have people that kind of gave me an insight, and I had to do a lot of research on my own. To me, I'd probably be a millionaire if I had the right team, the right people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I didn't know, I didn't have the knowledge. I went to college for like, matter of fact, at this school, was semester, I got married, you know what I'm saying? Got married and didn't finish my college, you know what I mean? So if I had the knowledge, you know, it would have been more successful. It would have been, my voice would have got heard. You know what I mean? I tried to put it out there, but I didn't get the right, you know, people or involved or anything like that. And so, to me, I felt let down on that sense, you know, but it is what it is.
How do you feel the society should go about pursuing this kind of experience?
Okay, well, I wish it didn't exist, for one, you know, because if we live by the scripture, we love one another, we wouldn't be caring about color, you know, and so I just wish there was more opportunity, more, just like we're having today, this discussion, that people would be more honest in their churches and their jobs and have the race issue. Let's talk about it, you know, and I think we would solve a lot because the world needs us. As a Christian, I know the world needs us. So if we can solve this together, be unity, it would be so much better.
And are you hopeful?
Oh, of course. I hope. I got Jesus, honey. I got hope. Yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm believing. That's Christian folks are going to change this world. Yeah, I'm hopeful. Trust me on that.
And then how do you think different generations view these racial issues?
Oh my goodness, it's extreme because now y'all out of the box. You got music, you got, you know, all the social media. Oh, they're just, you know what I mean? They have all these different things going on. Everything matters, you know what I'm saying? So they're overwhelmed. But we, as myself as being older, we need to teach the generations about, you know, history and, you know, the privilege it is to do these, to go to vote. You know, you can't just talk about it. You got to be about it. You know what I mean? So the younger culture, y'all, they just do amazing things. If we come together, the old and the young, just imagine what we could conquer. You know, focus on the right things. You know, that's important in this season. Right now, it's really important because the world needs us to step up.